Hello everyone. Um, we're doing another book review today. I'm just in the reading mode, so I figured, well, while I feel like that, and as I finish a book, I'm just going to have a little chat about it and maybe inspire somebody else to read too. I hope you are well. I got some new plants. It's just so pretty, isn't it? It's those plants with the holes in them. They're just beautiful. So I figured it's almost spring is almost coming. So why not get some plants? I'm not doing much traveling at the moment because of the virus. So yeah, just enjoy life and settle a little bit. So yeah, they're so pretty, right? So I finished this book, like I said before. It's called Shambhala, The Sacred Path of the Warrior. And it's written by a Tibetan Buddhist monk. We'll call him a monk, but he's probably a bit more important than a monk. But he passed away in 1987. And his name was chögyam trungpa. I can never say his name, even though I know I've known about him for so many years, but I can never say his name. It's terrible, isn't it? But anyway, this book I read when probably maybe 1999, 2000. I read this book for the first time, and I read an abbreviated version of it. It wasn't the whole book. I don't know, it was a little book they brought out and it was only part of it. So it's the first time I read the whole thing, the whole book, and it is such a beautiful, inspiring book. It's just like, you know, it gives you like if you're into something that's like a how to do something, this is a book that tells you how to be a spiritual warrior, to be on the or let's say a sacred warrior, on the sacred path to become a warrior. And it's not a warrior in any form of aggression or anger or fighting, really, like that. It's none of those words. This is a sacred warrior that it works with compassion and kindness and gratitude and, you know, gentleness and self-knowledge. It's warriorship. It's like it's living your life in that way. And the book has got the different let's go to the index and then you can see. So we have part 1, which is how to be a warrior. Part 2 is the sacredness, the warrior's world. So it's all about creating that sacred space inside of you and in the world around you. And then part 3 is the authentic presence, like the just being where you are in that moment, being authentic, really who you are. And those are the 3 parts in this book. It's not the thickest, most complicated book, but it is a very practical book. And I like that it has little pieces like, you know, this one, for example, on fear and fearlessness. At the beginning of each chapter, they have a little, just a few lines. And it really, this really touched me. It says, true fearlessness is not the reduction of fear, but going beyond fear. It's going beyond that fear. It's almost like you're going straight into the fear. You like accept it. You go straight into all those emotions. You go straight into the anger, into the whatever emotion it is that you feel. You just go for it. You just literally melt into it. You know, that's all you can do if you want to overcome and become more, you know, overcome any kind of heavy emotion or step on this path. is not to, I think that's why they call it a warrior, because it's not shying away from it. It's not suppressing the worries, suppressing the anger, or any of those, the violence, or any of those things. It's actually investigating it and looking into it deeper, and get to know it, make friends with it in some way. Because the only way we can overcome anything, only way we can do that is by knowing it, right? You can only overcome things or learn things if you know them, all right? So this is a really good book talking about that. Nothing that he writes about is weird or difficult. If you know, it's maybe it is difficult in the sense, but it's simple. That's the word I'm looking for. It is just simple, straightforward. What is the word I'm looking for? It's just common sense. That's it. It's just common sense. There is nothing complicated about it. And I think that is part of the path that we walk as humans, is when we start to make things complicated and we put so many rules in our lives, then it becomes hard. Then it becomes hard if we want to do something. If we want to practice any kind of spirituality or self-development or whatever it is, I think the best way to do it is to keep it simple. For me especially, for me, I need to keep things simple, because if I start putting make it too complicated and putting too many rules for myself, and I got to do it like this, and then I have to do that, and then I have to do that, oh, forget it. It's not discipline. It has nothing to do with discipline, because you can keep it simple and still have a lot of discipline. But it is when you have so many rules and it's so complicated. So this book is keeping it really simple for you and for me. It's keeping it really simple. So, and it just definitely, yeah, it's just a beautiful book. So I'm going to stop raving about the book now. If you want it, it is published by Shambhala. It's also Shambhala, the Path of a Sacred Warrior, but it's also published by Shambhala is the publishing house. So yeah, go check it out. And I am going to be reading, I've already started with the next one, so I will talk about that. Oh, isn't this beautiful? Magical healing, folk healing techniques from the old world, and it's written by a German lady who's very into the magic from Germany from the old days. So I'm not going to say anything more because I love this book. I mean, I haven't been able to stop. I'm already almost halfway, so I will talk about it when I'm done. So yeah, have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for listening. And I send you blessings and peaceful energies. Bye for now.